My name's Simon Bird. I'm CEO and co-founder of LBAg Tech, alongside my business partner Raekwon. We developed a company called, obviously, LBAg Tech, which is location-based agricultural technology. And we developed a solution for the beekeeping industry called BeeSTAR. So BeeSTAR is obviously bee, star is smart, Telemetrics Analytics Remote. The BeeSTAR itself is based and built around the requirements of the beekeepers and the pollinators. So we've actually interviewed, listened to, and spent a lot of time getting to the root cause. What is the problem that you see? How can that be fixed? A lot of the feedback is graphs are too complicated. We need small snapshots. So we've actually taken all their feedback, brought it back to a simple traffic light system that gives them an overview of their property, and then we can break it down into loads. So originally I asked them what was their main problem, and it was the fake honey in the market. The second question after that was when Varroa turned up, Varroa was the biggest problem. And then now I go to them, okay, well, we've identified these two big issues. So what would be your third biggest problem now? Is whether my bees have got water or not. And now on the same platform, we can identify hive health, temperature and humidity. We can monitor the water on the site under one mesh network. It's a full end-to-end solution.
Paul Vuillermin Apiarists, based in Woodside. Always had a passion with bees since I was a kid, as my older brothers had a few beehives, and been building a business from when I was 14. Slowly, progressively just got to the point where I'm at now. The biggest issue in any business is dead wood or passengers. I don't care how good a beekeeper is or what they tell me, I know everyone's running a percentage that aren't performing as well as they could be. And to me, to be able to use technology to identify those poor performers seamlessly in a hurry is a massive labour saving, but the biggest saving is the percentage increase by which you reduce those passengers. So if we're running 10% passengers, if I can run 10% less passengers, I'm making 10% more money. Simple as that. I was just casually wandering around the VAA trade show last year in Bendigo. Wandered over, had a chat with Simon. I've been looking for technology like BeeSTAR is offering for probably 10 years now, where each and every hive is monitored. I haven't been keen on trialling anything that isn't 100% across the whole of the apiaries, because I don't see much advantage in monitoring only a small percentage. So yeah, very quickly, as soon as I started talking to Simon and asked the question, is this every hive? He said yes. My ears flapped and we had a great conversation, and yeah, the relationship's only gone forwards ever since.
So we entered that competition with our MVP1, and we were lucky enough to win that in the technology space. That enabled us to get tickets to go through to Evoke that was held in Adelaide, and we attended Evoke in Adelaide as a guest, and we pitched at an off-site event with Farmers to Founders, an acceleration program that we're in. And that's where we were identified by one of the employers at INCYT, being Derek, and he pulled us aside and said, hey guys, I love what you're doing. We're very passionate about what we do at INCYT, and bees are something that we really would like to work with. Would we be able to open up an opportunity to have a chat? And that's how our relationship started with INCYT. We're turning the information collected from the INCYT sensors, and we're developing that into a traffic light solution for our beekeepers. We're also looking at a lot of sensor deployment. We're doing a research project with UTS in analysing the data and the meaningfulness of the data through AI learning, and that just improves the deliverables we give back to the beekeepers. So BeeSTAR will continue to grow and improve, and for it to continue to grow and improve, more sensors out in the field is the key. So we aim to have 10,000 sensors in Australia out in the field in the next 12 months. I'm extremely excited about what we've been able to achieve so far, and our success rate has been quite amazing because we are pushing boundaries. We're working in some pretty remote areas. The feedback and the connectivity and plans to increase connectivity moving forward is all a part of the partnership between LBAg Tech, BeeSTAR and INCYT. I've found that we've been able to get in contact with people. We've been able to, whether it be via email or phone call, and that's been great. And the technicians have been very helpful when we've lent on them and asked them specific questions. We've got a lot more work that we need to do, and we continue to build our team with INCYT on the way through. So the collaboration is definitely there, and we've got big opportunities to grow moving forward.
There's three main components that I'm very excited about. As you say, one of them is lowering our travel costs or distance travelled, because we're not making unnecessary trips, and when we are making a trip we know what we need to do for the day, so we take the right equipment. So that will be a big saving. The labour saving is enormous. If we can spend all day working, say 100 hives to find 10 that need requeening, I could do those 10 requeening jobs in an hour in the morning and move on to the next load. The labour saving will be tremendous. The turnover to the business, I think, will go up with with decreased passengers, as we discussed, but the other, what I see as a potential advantage to me is my service as a pollination provider and transparency with that I can show whoever I'm providing the pollination to that my hives are all 100% good productive colonies that are healthy. It also has a disease-free history, a location history, so I'm not known to have been near any disease hotspots, as the situation may be. A very positive thing will be selecting the high-performing hives, not removing the low-performing hives if you're with me. The high-performing hives will be able to be bred from and used in genetic improvement that we're trying to do for Varroa-resistant stock for the inevitable event, which will happen very soon here in South Australia, that we do have Varroa mite that we're living with on a day-to-day basis. So we're trying to be one step ahead of the curve in that regard at the moment while we've got the respite of not having Varroa here in this state.
I like to think with what we're doing with BeeSTAR and the technology is bridging the gap between the beekeeper and the farmer and the beekeeper. So it's giving it a digital platform that's understood, that's precise, transparent for both parties, so that there's a value add. By having BeeSTAR as a value add to the beekeeper, but it's also a value add to the horticulture industry or anybody growing fruits that require pollination by bees. If we can develop a matrix in and around what a healthy hive is and make sure that the grower is getting value for money and it's got a digital footprint to stamp that, I think that's a good opportunity across the board for everybody.